Borders on your data privacy. This is as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, disclosed that about 12,000 Nigerian youths residing across the country are selling personal information details of victims. And that includes your bank verification numbers, BVN, and your NINs to some financial institutions, that's fintechs, allegedly for 5,000 naira. The FCC emphasized that a large-scale fraud, which is currently under investigation, is being carried out by the affected youths. The schemes are said to be used by fraudsters to open fintech accounts and carry out scams, including investment-based and promo frauds. These youths, sometimes called account suppliers or KYC groups, obtain the personal information for 1,500 naira and then resell it for 5,000 naira. Naturally, there's a whole lot that needs to be unpacked with this. But to answer our many questions, I have Mr. Dele Oyewale, who is the spokesperson of the EFCC, joining me virtually. Good day, Mr. Oyewale. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good evening. And thank you for having me on the program.
It's always a pleasure. So, as a Nigerian that has data that, of course, requires protection, let's start with how the Commission discovered the sale of this identity data.
The whole thing started with some fraudsters that are marketing a discount on a foreign airline ticket, like 50% discount. They say that this so airline has slashed its international ticket by 50%. And if you are interested, just pay 500 naira into the airline's account. And of course, 500 naira seems so little, so people will not feel that there is anything about it. So they pay the money, and they pay the money straight into the airline's account. You will see the account name, everything of the airline. But that money, that payment, was only meant to make them gain access into the bank account of their victim. So the moment the 500 naira is paid, they have access, unhindered access, to the banking details, information, everything about their victim's account, and they will clear it off. Now, when this thing happened, we started investigating to find out how they were able to do that. And in the course of doing that, we now stumble on another information that these fraudsters, they are not just stopping at that. To gain access to people's accounts, they normally go to rural areas to collect the BVN, the identification number, everything, details about individuals. They will pay them a token, 1,500, 2,500, and these people will volunteer all of these details to them, and they will also volunteer the same information to some fintech companies. So this fintech company will now use this detail to open account in the name of all these people, and they will now be using the account to do all manner of things. Now, the people that are soliciting, that are canvassing the account, they call them those people that are soliciting for the account. There are account suppliers. Those are people that are giving the account, and the people that are asking them for the the account suppliers are those people.
Yeah.
The people that are volunteering the account, they are called account donor.
Okay.
You understand? So
yeah.
People, maybe because of poverty or desperation or ignorance or whatever, they come to them. Can you give me your account details, your BVN, your name, your this and that? I'll give you 2,000 naira. And people would think that well, there's nothing to it now. And people did not have money in that account. That is how they are defrauding people. Our investigations show that we have about 12,000 of such people that are all over the country that are collecting people's accounts and that are doing all manner of criminality with those accounts.
Okay. Now, you said that these donors are predominantly in the rural areas. Have there been recorded cases in urban areas of people selling their data? Because that's what it is.
Yeah, the operation, all of the activities are majorly centered in the rural area, but there are also people in the urban centers, people in squatter settlement, the low-income people, the unemployed that are in the urban center that are also falling free to these people.
Okay, so for the fintechs that they give this data to, is the EFCC going to disclose the identity of those companies? Are they startups, loan apps, or international organizations?
Well, at this point, we might not be able to give specific details about the name of these fintech companies because investigations are still ongoing, and some of these people are already inviting them. And until we are done with our investigation, we will not be able to. It won't be fair until we are done with what we are doing to tell Nigerians about the specific companies that are involved.
Okay. Now, of the 12,000 suspects, has prosecution begun, or will that happen after investigation is done?
The 12,000 account donors, we have some of them we have arrested some of them. It was from the arrest that we were able to get to know how prevalent this type of fraudulent engagement is. Because the information we got and we followed the lead and our intelligence and all of that. So they are leading us to all of these people, and we are making arrests.
Okay, so I'm also concerned, and I know that the law is the law, but I don't know if I should say it's on emotional grounds, will poverty be an excuse that could work for a person to say, I had to sell my BVN and NIN because of the economy, I didn't have money, nobody had offered me 2K, what will I... Would that be grounds that, could be admitted as, okay, maybe that's the reason why somebody may have been tempted to do it?
Well, that is a puzzle that we all need to tackle. Because if by poverty you surrender all your financial details, that will only deepen and worsen the poverty. But I think that nobody in his right senses, with the right information, we want to do that. But people are doing it out of desperation. They are doing it maybe out of poverty. For me, I think it's because of ignorance. Because if they knew that by volunteering, they are going to use their account details and their name and office, nobody will want to do that. I think it is ignorance.
Okay. Now, the NIMC has disowned any involvement in the fraudulent scheme. They've said that they are not involved and they have nothing to do with it. And it's important that their name is mentioned because they are responsible for issuing NINs. Has the Commission engaged with NIMC, and what was the result of that engagement, if it has happened?
Well, the Commission is not accusing the Nigeria NIMC or whatever name that Commission is called. We are saying that they are account donor, they call themselves account donor or KYC group that are collecting people's names. We are not saying the Commission is the one that is doing it. Yeah, you understand?
Yeah.
It's just like your company now. Some impersonators, some very fraudulent people might be using the name of your company. That in no way should have any bearing on your company. So we are not saying that the Nigerian Identity Management Commission is the one that is saying that. No, we are saying that people are using the real number of ignorant people to commit fraud.
Okay. Well, the reason I brought that up is because there has to be a place for the regulators to come into the conversation, because data was taken fraudulently from one source, sold to another, which is an organization, and was obviously used for fraudulent activities, was used for fraud. So, at what point will the average Nigerian whose data may have been breached, their data privacy, seek the protection of the authorities and the regulators? I mean, if you guys did not uncover this, it's possible we would never have known about it.
Well, I think it is just for every Nigerian to be vigilant and to be careful about the sanctity of their account information. Because all these people that volunteered the information about that, they did it willingly and they were paid.
Okay.
Yes, now they were paid. So it is just for us to still continue to sensitize Nigerians on the need to be more vigilant and to be more careful about their financial details, so that they will not willingly surrender the integrity and the sanctity of their finances to fraudsters.
Finally, Mr. Oyewale, do you think that we need to enact new data privacy laws or just strengthen the existing laws with better implementation?
There is nothing wrong with the existing laws. Nothing. Our laws are good, they are effective, they are enforceable, and they are delivering results. It is just for you and I to be vigilant, to be careful about how to safeguard our details. There is no law that will do for you what you are supposed to do yourself. So it's not about individuals. It's about individuals not being desperate, not just giving in what is private and personal to them to some adventurous fraudsters. So it's not about our laws. Our laws are good, but we must be careful about how we hold anything that is personal and private. You see our banks, they will tell you that nobody will ask you for your PIN number. So if somebody now says, I'm going to give you this and give me your PIN number, will you say that just for all to be more careful?
Oh, my. Okay, there are problems with network. Well, Mr. Oyewale, I hope that you can hear me. We appreciate you for making the time to speak with us. Thank you very much, sir. Have yourself a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Okay. So data privacy. I have a break coming up. After that, you and I get to talk. Do you trust your digital identity is safe in Nigeria today? Apparently, some persons decided to sell their data. BVN, NIN for 2000. And this has happened to the degree of 12,000 accounts. Now, what you may or may not realize is that by extension, that affects not just the breach of the privacy of those individuals, but even national security. So after the break, we get to talk. Do you trust your digital identity is safe in Nigeria today? Stay with us. Welcome back. It's still Hard Facts, 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Oracle Chinedu here. The EFCC disclosed that 12,000 Nigerian youths residing across the country are selling personal information, details of victims, including BVN and NIN, to some fintechs, allegedly for about 5,000 naira. The EFCC emphasized that a large-scale fraud is under investigation and is carried out by affected youths. The fraudsters opened fintech accounts and carry out scams. These youths are called account suppliers or KYC group. They obtain personal information for 1,500 or 2,000 and then sell it for 5,000 naira. So that's about a 3,000 naira profit. And I don't want to blame illiteracy. Someone doesn't know. Enlightenment is important, but I think that by default, you should know that your BVN and NIN are very important to your identity and your security. So the idea that someone could be convinced to sell it, doesn't matter where they live, this whole rural urban thing, they could be convinced to sell it. It's unsettling. But more importantly, and I'm hoping that the EFCC does not keep this, can they tell us what companies bought that data? I spoke to this spokesperson just before the break, and he said investigation is ongoing, and hopefully they will. Because I don't even want to think it that some of the very big ones are involved. All right, 08179230002. My question for you is, do you trust your digital identity is safe in Nigeria? Please turn off your radio as you call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I would like to remain anonymous.
Okay.
I'm a software engineer.
Amazing.
By profession.
Okay.
And I think the EFCC spokesperson is not being truthful for the information he's sharing with us.
Okay. Why do you think so?
Not sincere to it. Now, if you look at the Nigerian state as a case study, in every given sector, for instance, the INEC, the bank, I don't know how many bank accounts you have, but each of these banks you try to access or create a new bank account, they will give you a form.
Okay.
If you go to the mobile sector, any of the telecom industry, you want to access maybe a SIM card, they will still give you a form, right? Sometimes on your mobile phone, you just receive an anonymous SMS telling you about the product promo. How did they get those information? So you find out that both the banking sector and that of the mobile sector, they share this information within these people. For instance, a lady traveled to Cameroon only for her to discover a WAEC result being used to sell suya. So how did this information move about?
Okay.
Have you seen it now?
Yeah.
If you take, for instance, the USA, for example, the NSA, being the security agency, they are the one that archives everyone's information. If you go to the bank to create an account, the bank have access to a portion of information from the NSA that will allow them to create an account. But in Nigeria, everything is just loose. Any agency you move, whether both bank or the government and that of the private, your information is being spread across. So it is not a matter of going to the village. Even the government, even they want to do anything in the village, don't they give them form to fill? They give them form to fill. So at the end of the day, you found out that it's not these boys that collect the information. They collect the information from these government agencies and use these things they are carrying out.
Okay. Now, hold on, because that is quite the accusation, right? I have to admit. No, it is. It is. No, hold on. Even if it's true, right, it's an allegation. So proving it is another conversation. Now, I have to admit that this is not the first time I've heard something like this, so I will not act surprised. However, my question to you is, and I'm glad that you work in this industry, do you agree that there is legitimate data sharing?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So right now, the commission responsible for our data is NIMC, which is Identity Management Commission. And I think that the way it works in many countries, the security agencies and other social services that need to have your data can easily get your data from them. Do you agree?
Yes, I know.
Good. So where do we miss it from legitimate data sharing to illegitimate? At what point would you say, okay, no, this data is not supposed to be here? How can you tell the difference that it wasn't legitimate?
For instance, I don't want to mention any of the telecom industry.
Okay.
But I stumble, based on my work, I stumbled into an Excel document containing about which they are selling now. It's about 70,000 existing line, people's line they use. For if a company wants to do advert targeting, let's say the youth of age between 28 to 45.
Yeah.
They can simply walk into any of the mobile industry or telecom industry or telecom company and say, please, we want to do this thing. They will sell it to them.
Wait, hold on. No, wait. You're telling me that I know that they say politicians do it during election, right? I've heard of that.
Yes.
You're telling me that me now, Samuel Rakochinedu, that is a nobody, can go to any of the telcos and say, you know what? I have a business and I want to advertise to people in Port Harcourt between 25 and 45.
Targeting just the same way Facebook use ads to advertise.
And without any connection, without being anybody, without being VIP, I will just give them money and they will give me that data.
Sam, let us not shoot it beyond what we are discussing.
No, wait now. No. We have to go down this rabbit hole.
The engineers in those offices, that's what they practice.
Okay. So
that's what they practice.
It's a backyard something.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I wanted to get. Okay. So obviously, with all of this, you are saying that our data is not safe.
It's not safe, yes, sir.
Okay. Rural communities and buy data for 1.5. Here's at the top. So if my data is not as private as I would think it should be, what is my fate? Somebody has brought up a funny comment here on WhatsApp. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Sam, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is J.A.J. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt. Sam.
Yep.
I thought the EFCC spokesman would have still been online. I remember at the time, you know VDM, right?
Yes, I do. We all do.
Man, where they said the mother took a loan. The mother is a teacher in a date, and that she didn't know that she took a loan, and they were withdrawing the money as soon as her salary is paid. I remember that he went to the bank to ask questions, and your guest people also sweep on him and all those put together. Is it possible that somebody must have also took that loan? Maybe our data is among those that were sold and all those put together.
Very possible. Very possible. Right?
Good. If it is that way, it means we are not even safe. Sam, do you remember when Osita Shijoka was the road, what they call it, the road safety or something at the time? And he told us that they want to change the plate number. They carry Sam to right hand and put JJ at the right hand and put 02 and all those put together. Remember, right? Then at the end of the day, he told us Nigerians that this will help to curb insecurity. This will help to cut fraud. If somebody had accident, they can straight on contact the people and all those. Up to today, we never see them all. Insecurity even tripled from the moment that was implemented. Oh, they shut everywhere down, BVNS, that. Can't we have one-stop shop that we can get everything? Sam, have you gone to buy, let's say you are using the yellow network, and you need another of that network. You know that you will repeat whatever you did before you buy the first one. Even driver's license renewal. I beg, Sam, I beg.
So, JJ, do you think that you're...
We are not safe.
No,
we are not safe. I know that's the next question you want to ask.
Okay. Two people have said they don't feel safe. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, SOC once more.
Good evening.
Yes, I can. Call from Ugumi.
All right.
SOC, we are not safe. Technologically, in this our country, you have seen and you have heard and you know it that the expert rate we are having in technology in this our country can do whatever thing that we think that will be impossible computerly. I don't know if you understand me.
I'm trying to.
So for me, we are extremely not safe about our data. We are only, federal government of Nigeria is only emulating Western world, but they can't secure and the other protocols to keep our data and other documents safe. Thank you very much. Ezekiel, follow from Ugumi.
All right. Thank you, Ezekiel. If Nigerians do not feel safe, then what is the fate of Nigerians? Because fraud at that level is the kind that sweeps clean, right? The person has your data. You don't want to know what can happen in the hands of a person who knows how to manipulate things and who possibly is an expert. They can literally... Identity theft is... I think that's the list of your problems. Well, let me take comments on Facebook. Good evening. If this is true, that means we're not safe. Those in charge of data collection or preservation should be held accountable if anything contrary happens to the users, because it's under their purview to protect the interests of their customers. Again, if anybody found guilty, the person should be treated accordingly, for it will serve as a deterrent to others. That's from Ilechi Simon Precious on Facebook. Darodike says, those in charge of data collection should be held responsible. Of course, only them operate in that aspect. James Peterside says, there are organizations assigned to protect data. They're called Nigeria Data Protection Commission. Why are they not doing their work? And I want to find out, is the EFCC working with the organizations to protect our data, or prefer two-factor authentication? Oh my, I had seen this comment when... Please turn off your radio.
Yeah, we're not, my name is John from Rumoko.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not safe in this country.
Okay.
At all. I renewed my driving license in February this year. You know the time I got it?
Tell me.
Just last month.
Okay.
Driving license I've been using for the past 10 years. Now I need to renew it by February. I paid the NINS fee, got the receipt. They have all the documents. Just what they have been giving me is every 2 months they will give that temporary one they normally give. So this country, a lot of things are being manipulated. The only thing the government, this present government, have done is to reform tax collection.
Yeah, but hold on, sir.
Collecting money.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
So, I'm hearing you.
What you have explained just talks about a delay in getting your license. It doesn't speak to the breach of your data privacy in any way.
My dear, the data privacy was involved. Why wouldn't they give me my driving license within a period of time? Data privacy is there. So if they have my data, why didn't they, give me my driving license? So they even have to go and go for questioning again there. This one is not clear. This one is not clear. So how am I sure they have my correct data, they have my data, and then they are not mutilating them?
Okay.
So, in this country, we are not safe. Me, I'm not safe.
Okay. We will get safer. I've had to renew my license, and I believe that so far it's been a smooth experience for me. So yes, I understand, where people express their frustrations. But if my data is not safe, my BVN that the banks claimed was another level of encryption, which should make it easier to transact and keep me safe. my NIN, which the authorities have claimed that in the event that a person is kidnapped, it can be used to trace the kidnappers, the number they used in calling to demand ransom. The authorities can track and trace, and in a matter of moments, your loved one will regain freedom. All of these layers of encryption, security, protection that these organizations, the authorities, promise, and the fact that there are actually data privacy laws in Nigeria. Does that mean that the government is lying? Does that mean that the inefficiency is leading to these lapses? Does it mean that we should never have to believe the authorities? Should I refuse to buy a SIM card tomorrow? Should I not be in a hurry to register for NIN? What exactly does this mean if somebody somewhere, maybe in Kaduna, I'm right here in River State, can have access to my data, my phone number, my possibly PIN, NIN, BVN, and open an account with a fintech, borrow some money, steal my identity, and do anything, engage in fraud, and tomorrow, if investigation unveils that, the authorities will come looking for me in Port Harcourt. So where does that leave me? What do I do? Do I refuse to register on any online platform and go back to writing letters? I have to talk to a tech expert. So I'm guessing that's the only place we can get answers. Hello, good evening. Hello? All right, call back if you can. And when you do call back, please be ready to talk. Okay. Let's see. Oracle, you serve. Person they tell you, say him see in WAEC results for we ain't go by Asuya. You they laugh. I'm sorry, but it was funny. It really was funny. Okay, and this message simply reads, greetings. Do you know most of these fintechs' head offices are located at their home countries where they control our data, especially one particular notorious country for espionage? If this country can be a threat to countries like the US, UK, you can imagine Nigeria that they lure with borrowing, OB says. These are things that the authorities need to look into. Greetings. Companies that want to advertise should please utilize the various media. If they want to send texts, the telcos should be paid to verify them and do it for them. I got a message from a 3-digit number recently that said one of the telcos is doing free lottery and I shared millions. Telcos should thus let everyone know their advert number, like we know their recharge number. Thank you. That's from Chukwuemeka. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Oracle.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Divine. I call from Uji.
All right, Divine. Please turn off your radio.
Yeah, it's turned off.
Okay, I can hear an echo.
Our data is not safe, our mine is not safe. Even yours is not safe. Reasons are, one, you get unsolicited information from certain sources, and you start wondering, how did they get to my data? How did they get my information? And you go, but when you go to the banks, whom you gave your information before, while you fill the form, and this information will appear in their system, saved, they will give you another form to fill again, requiring the same information you filled before. Are you listening to me, sir?
Yes, I am.
I work in an organization, so I don't want to mention the name. The man that called twice ago, after this last time I called, was trying to manage an information which I want to expose to you. He didn't want to just point it out, because he knows you may go back to many people, they don't want to give you the information you need. But I will bring it out. It's very simple. We pay certain amount to certain bodies who have access to these phone numbers, and they give you the range. I'm just telling you now, basically, they give you the range between the ages of 16 to 22 years old. And you pay for it. And then you send back SMS to every one of them. They get information you want to send across to them. It is done. It's all about the federation. It's done. We do it in Lagos. It's in Abuja. It's here for that. So let's not manage it.
Yeah, but Divine, I'm not arguing with it, right? My question is, how easy is it sometimes some things are available to those in the political class or influential people. I'm saying if I, Samora Kuchinedu, that does not have any title on my head, just walk into these doors and ask for it, do I need to do it from the front door? Do I need to go through the back? Must I know somebody? How accessible is that data?
Good. Mr. Sam, if you need, tell me the information you need now for the ages of 18 to 35. If you tell me you need 50,000 numbers to send me to 100,000 or 200,000, please, I'm telling you now, you will get it between now and Monday morning.
Yeah, but Divine, if this information is mainstream, if this is something everybody knows, then should I not expect that that's where the EFCC should start?
Good. My pain is this. All these things are going on, yes. Somebody will, don't forbid, somebody will kidnap somebody somewhere. They can't track that number. They will be making that phone call that will connect to some money for a family. Yes. If you collect a phone now, they will track that phone, get that person who is with the phone, and bring the person to book. But somebody kidnapped with so much ransom money, so high, you can't track the person to get the person. Who is deceiving who? They are not telling us the truth.
All right, Divine. Thank you very much. We started this conversation with an investigation by the EFCC uncovering the sale of 12,000. Hold on. I'm looking for the right expression. Identity data. That's BVN and NINS. And according to the FCC, the primary way of sourcing this data was buying it from the owners, right? Which is going to rural areas and paying people for their BVN. So it's like a black market of harvesting data. But even though it's a crime, you got it directly from the owners of this data. It is fraudulent, yes, but at least there was consent. Now, I spoke with the spokesperson. I'm hoping that you heard his side of the story. When we were done with that conversation, the conversation broadened into leaving the rural areas because you believe that those are the small players and going straight for organizations that sell it in bulk, in thousands. This is where data analysis comes to play. So you're trying to say, for as many people as have called, that those village people they are joking. If you need the real deal, there are places that we can go and amounts that we can pay. And you have this in a spreadsheet on your computer. And business people are paying for this in this Nigeria. Data that all the organizations, the banks, the telcos, and every organization that requires my biodata promised me is safe, is what people are selling. This is Nigerian Info. We deal with facts. Can you substantiate? 4 people have said the same thing. 1 person said he works in that industry. So this is basically eyewitness report. So the most important question, what do we now do? Because all the regular know you need to protect your data. Don't share your PIN. Mind who knows your BVN. Don't give it out. Apparently, it's not even, that will not do anything. Because after protecting, somebody will now go and sell it. I'm going back to the village. I'm going to erase my digital footprint, start a farm. I'm sure my dad should be able to give me some land he's not using, and return to the Stone Age, just so that I'm at one with nature. Because it seems to me that's the only way they cannot find me. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Oracle. Indeed, what poverty cannot do in Nigeria does not exist. Our data and corporate image is not safe at all. That's why hacking of online platforms and there. Sometimes a strange person will call your line and give almost all your details just to convince you. May God deliver us from all evil. Bishop Jones. Yes, when those people call you, they will give you something to show that they know you small. So they do that so that they can ask for the one they don't have. Good evening. You think our data is safe in Nigeria? Not at all. Thank you. Emeka Monday. That's straight to the point. And the final comments. Good afternoon, Sam. Our data management in this country is poor. Sam, do you know that by dialing a USSD code on your phone, you can easily get access to either your BVN or NIN without inputting any form of password? And here now, the telecom gives you that access. Come on, that's not a problem. Now imagine if your phone gets into the wrong hand. That's how porous. Belema from Ada George. Oh my, Belema. Well, we wrap up this conversation. This is one that did not provide a solution. I'm hoping we can find it together. Please stay with us.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.
Great gospel